Bombshell fell on the basketball world when Aiden Holloway transferred to Alabama from Auburn. We got a lot of football talk to get into on today's show. Yeah, we're still, basking in the glow of taking one of Auburn's best players and knowing that they don't like it. But let's talk some football today. Like and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, be a subscriber. Give a thumbs up. That's a way of saying Roll Tide. Share with your friends. And I got Big Sexy Elmo ready to go. We're going to bring him on right after this. There he is, Big Sexy Elmo, Mr. Brett Elmore from WJLX Radio in Jasper. I'm Mick Gillispie at Broadcaster Mick. He's at Brett Elmore Show. What is up, dude?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, just hanging out on a Monday. Had a big weekend. I hope you had a great one. How about our boy, Jalen Milroe, hanging out at Talladega with the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, who is a team owner, and Jordan's team won the NASCAR race.
I know, man. Isn't that cool, man? Milroe, he just works so hard. He's such a likable guy, and that's cool. And MJ, we were talking about the sneakers the other day. I've never owned a pair of Jordans. When I was a kid, I couldn't afford them. And I was saying, you know what? It might be time for me to bust out a pair of Jordans, just because I remember when the Carolina blue ones came out. I remember when the original Jordans came out. I think he's the best basketball player ever.
Yeah. He's
better than you, LeBron. And I just love Michael Jordan. So that's cool. And I know he's in NASCAR now. He was in the NBA, owner of a team and everything. But yeah, I think that's fantastic.
That is so cool. But anyway, hope you had a great weekend. And ready for another week, another portal week, and another recruiting week, and everything else that's going on with football and basketball.
Yeah. Look, the portal's open. Alabama's working the portal right now. It's been a little bit of a slower process than we thought, but part of that is that Kalen DeBoer has been very careful about. He doesn't want to disrupt the chemistry of the team. He doesn't want to bring in a guy and then have three guys transfer. He wants the right fit in the right spot. He's a smart guy. So we'll see what happens. And we're going to talk about one of those guys that could possibly be coming to Tuscaloosa. And let's just get into that right now. All right, let's talk about some recruits hitting Tuscaloosa. Nae'shaun Montgomery, a wide receiver out of Miami, Florida. He's been getting pushed a little bit by Hollywood Williams, right? Say, hey, man, we could really use you in Tuscaloosa. I would love to see you on the field with me.
Yep, those players talk to one another, and they are great recruiters. Another wide receiver, 6'1", 185. Some sites have him as a 4-star. Some has him as a 3-star. He'll end up being probably about a 4-star. He plays football at Miami Central down in Miami, Florida. A lot of SEC teams are after him, but a lot of people think that he may be leaning toward Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see about this guy. He's very athletic. He's originally from Rhode Island. He's another one of those multi-sports guys. He runs track and field. But watching some of the highlights of this guy, man, he goes upstairs. He knows how to climb the ladder and make the catch. He's always, it seems like, 2 or 3 steps ahead of his defender. This guy, he looks really, really good. He does have, I mentioned Penn State. He does have an official visit to Penn State June 14th. He's also going to be next month making an official visit to Florida. But he spent some time in Tuscaloosa last month, so maybe we can land him.
Yeah, and look, I mean, he had an 8-day visit. He did a great had a great time in Tuscaloosa. Obviously Coach Shep is the one that takes care of the wide receivers. But he got a chance to be around Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, and see kind of what Alabama's all about. So this is exciting, man. I mean, and the fact that Ryan Williams is out there actively recruiting means a lot, because this guy is the future of Alabama football, but it's more than just, hey, I'm committed to go there. He's committed to making the team better. So that's definitely exciting. All right, let's turn gears now and talk about Dawson Merritt, linebacker, Stillwell, Kansas.
Blue Valley High School, 6'3", 215, a consistent number, 4-star rating. All the big dogs are after him. Bama, Florida State, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska. He's got a ton of folks looking at him. Last year, they're at the high school at where he plays, Blue Valley. 83 tackles, 17 of those for a loss, 7 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a couple of fumble recoveries as a junior. This guy, he's projected to be a Power 5 starter. This is a really good recruit, and he comes from pretty good lineage there, Mick. His dad is Dave Merritt.
Wow.
He played his college ball at NC State. He was a draft pick for the Dolphins back in '93, and he is currently the defensive back coach at Kansas City for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got some pretty good coaching and comes from some talented, like I say, lineage there, and Merritt going to be a guy to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. And then Luke Metz. You love Luke Metz. I love Luke Metz. He's coming back June 21st and 22nd. This guy, he's a beast.
He is a beast. And yesterday he was out at the Rivals camp in Atlanta. We got some footage of him right there. Look at him. Look at him line up on the right, and he's just lined up. And he goes, "Rawr!"
Get out of here, guy.
Get out of here. But some footage of him yesterday from the camp. Yeah, he's a commit. He was showing off. Look at those Alabama gloves that he had. And also want to, at the same camp, Mick, we had, and let me get my screen ready here, but we also had another player there. And that was this guy on the left. And you recognize him as Duke Johnson.
Oh, Duke. Big Duke.
Look at Duke. And look at him fighting toward the end. Gets the little shove there at the end because he's absolutely relentless and ruthless. This guy square up on this dude who apparently has a little bit of size on him.
Yeah.
And he fights him to the bitter end. I love it. So
yeah. Coming to T-Town. Let's bring him, Duke. Come on, Duke.
Come on, Duke. And so a couple of guys there at
Duke,
the Rivals
duking it out.
Duke duking it out at the Rivals camp in Atlanta yesterday. So a couple of guys that Bammy bound.
Look, and this is going to be one of those weeks. We're going to keep an eye on recruiting, but we're also watching the transfer portal. And it's been a little slower than expected, but I just think that Kalen DeBoer is trying to make sure he gets the right guys, the right fit for this program. And I don't think there's any problem with that. So as the process goes on, right, it started on Tuesday. You got 15 days. Guys are going around. Greedy Vance has gotten an offer from Alabama in the secondary, the DB. With Alabama, we already got Caden Proctor coming back home. I wish you'd never have left, Caden, but I'm glad to have you back. And I guess that when you leave and then you come back, you're like, hey, you know what? I know what the other side's like, and I'm staying right here. And then he can pass that information on to other guys that think that the grass is greener, right?
That's right. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, come on back. All right, show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Choctaw, Mississippi. You guys have heard us talk about it. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, the Augusta that you can play. It's amazing over there. Table games and slots at Golden Moon Casino and Silver Star. Love it, man. It's awesome when you go to the Timeout Sports Lounge. It's a Vegas-style casino sports book that you can go in there legally and play. You got all the games on the TVs. You can bet on anything that's big-time sports, college or professional, and it's fun. Whether you need a little bit of help, they've got the open window. They've got the kiosks. They've got the individual kiosks. It's a lot of fun. And then obviously celebrating 30 years, you and I have talked about this. I'm going to be there for Boys to Men. I mean, I can't wait to see them. But Brian McKnight's going to be there. Gretchen Wilson's going to be there with Big and Rich, right? Yeah. That's what I was trying to get out. And other acts will be there as well. Pearl River Resort. Check them out on the on the net and swing by. But Brett, I think you and I need to be there for your birthday. July 3rd. Which happens to be the Boys to Men weekend. Let's do it. And I think Big and Rich is the next night. Yeah. We'll be there for both of them. All right. You tell everyone about your show. There you are. Hey, Brett. Hey, Mick. What's going on? I'm surrounded by big Elmos. Got one here, and then I got one. There's one there. I go get you. No, in the morning, 6 till 10 a.m. Each weekday morning. If you're not in my area, you can be in my area. WJLX1015.com. All right. Thanks for Big Sexy Elmo. Mick Gillispie, thanks for hanging out with us here. And guys, I want to say this, and I want you to understand that this comes from the bottom of my heart. And I really mean this when I say it. Roll Tide.